Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Sauce. Continuing on with college football week 5 SEC matchup here. It's a tough one. Had some trouble with this one, but let's go through it. Arkansas, Texas A&M. This is a neutral site game. It's at AT&T. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, like I said, we got the Hogs versus Texas A&M. This one's at AT&T Stadium, so neutral site. A&M's laying 4. Looks like 4.5s are starting to pop up, but for the most part, we're looking at 4s. Total sitting at 51.5 or 50. You know what? I see a 52.5 too. So total bouncing around a little bit as well. Let's take a quick look at the pie charts, and according to this data, action's coming in pretty heavily on Texas A&M, over 70% of the bets, over 90% of the money. But as I always say, take this data with a grain of salt. But according to this, Texas A&M looking to be the heavily bet side. So let's get into this one. Both these teams coming off wins. Arkansas's win was a lot more impressive than A&M's. Arkansas goes into Auburn as a short dog, wins outright by 10 points. Meanwhile, the Aggies were 21-point favorites, squeaked by against Bowling Green. Let's start with the Arkansas offense. They've been running a surprisingly quick pace. They're third in the FBS in plays per game so far this year. 39th in run frequency, so definitely looking to be a run-first program here, and they've done a good job with it. 36th in the country in yards per carry, 10th in rushing success rate, 38th in effective rush. Offense as a whole, pretty average, 57th in OFEI, and I know they're coming off a big upset win, but it certainly wasn't the offense that gave him that win. I mean, Taylor Green was 12 of 27, 151 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks, an 80 QBR. Certainly wasn't Taylor Green that went on the road into Auburn and got the win, and it wasn't the run game either. 55 carries, just 183 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. So you might be thinking, well, Kyle, how did Arkansas win that game then? Right here, Auburn, 5 turnovers in the game. So Auburn basically beat themselves more so than Arkansas won the game, but still, big win. Let's give them some credit. That being said, not so sure the Hogs offense can count on 5 turnovers bailing them out in this one. The Texas A&M defense has been okay. Certainly a little disappointing in certain areas. We'll talk about it. So as a whole, the numbers look all right. 57th in yards per play, 51st in success rate, 68th in PPA. Run defense, they are 15th in effective rush, 10th in effective pass, 21st in DFEI. So even though the surface level numbers don't look great, Texas A&M, by some advanced metrics, are still regarded to be a top 25 defense. Connor Bazelak on the road at Kyle Field last week. I mean, not that he was good, but he was able to make some plays here and there. 20 of 36, 250 yards, a touchdown, a pick. A 117 passer rating on the college football scale isn't great. So again, I'm not saying Connor Bazelak went on the road into Kyle Field and lit it up. That's not what happened. But I mean, he wasn't completely terrible. I think the most shocking part of that game against Bowling Green, and honestly, the most shocking part of the Texas A&M defense so far, is the lack of pass rush. This Texas A&M program is branded by the pass rush. I mean, this is edge rusher U here. Doesn't look to be the case this season under Mike Elko. I mean, Connor Bazelak on the road at Kyle Field pressured on just 26.3% of his dropbacks. He was one of the less pressured quarterbacks in college football that week on the road at Kyle Field with the Bowling Green offensive line. Not exactly what we're used to seeing here from Texas A&M. And look at their pass rush numbers. 111th in pass rush grade, 98th in sack rate, 64th in pressure rate, 110th in win rate. I mean, this is not the Aggie edge rush we're used to seeing. I mean, obviously we know Mike Elko is the head coach now. DJ Durkin is no longer the DC. So maybe this is a new look Texas A&M defense that focuses on stopping the run rather than pressuring the quarterback. I don't know. It's only been a few games, so let's not jump to any conclusions. But no question, we're seeing a lack of production in terms of the Texas A&M pass rush. The reason I'm bringing this up is in years past, I would look at numbers like this. Arkansas's numbers in pass protection, 78th in pass blocking grade, 88th in sack rate allowed, 109th in pressure rate allowed, 107th in hurry rate allowed. In years past, I would look at these numbers and be like, against Texas A&M, they're done. But I don't think we can necessarily take that approach with this Texas A&M defense under Mike Elko this year. I mean, they were struggling to get pressure on Connor Bazelak. So even though Arkansas's offensive line has struggled in pass protection, I can't believe I'm saying this, I don't know if Texas A&M is able to take advantage of that, which is crazy. They have superstars on the edge. But one thing we do have to give to Mike Elko, and this dates back to his years with Duke, Dude knows how to take the run game out of it. And this is an Arkansas offense that's been reliant on running the ball so far. Even Taylon Green runs the ball a lot. This Arkansas offense was struggling to run the ball on Auburn last week, as I said before, just 3.3 yards per carry. So even though I don't necessarily have a ton of faith in the A&M pass rush like I used to, Taylon Green is not a guy that scares me as far as having a clean pocket. I mean, he hasn't shown us, you can't give Taylon Green a clean pocket. He hasn't shown us to be that type of guy. I don't think Arkansas is going to be able to run the football in this game. Therefore, even though the Texas A&M pass rush doesn't seem to be what it used to be, I still think they'll shut this Arkansas offense down. But what about the other side? What about the A&M offense? And this is where I was having some trouble. Obviously, they had a quarterback change. Connor Wegman got hurt. It's uncertain whether he's going to be back. I mean, I think he's listed as questionable. I think Mike Elko said he might be available. So, I mean, that leads me to believe he's probably not going to play. I don't want to say anything and have it be wrong and then have the comments rip me apart. As of right now, it's unsure. If I had to guess, I'd say I don't think Connor Wegman's going to play. And it's definitely important information to know because this Texas A&M offense is completely different with Marcel Reed. They're very reliant on the run with him. I mean, they're 11th in run frequency now on the season. Marcel Reed this year has 57 pass attempts, 32 rush attempts. So this dude is running the ball almost just as often as he's throwing the ball. And that game at Florida, okay. So here are my thoughts on Marcel Reed. First of all, he's a freshman. I don't know much about him. None of us do. We're all still learning about this kid. That game in Florida, we didn't even know that he was going to be playing until pretty late in the week. I think there might have been a little bit of Florida completely caught off guard there. I mean, I know his passing numbers look great, right? But I don't think Florida game plan for Marcel Reed. It was kind of just thrown in there. I think he caught us all off guard there. Last week at home against Bowling Green, really not that effective as a passer. So now especially there's a couple games of film on this kid. Even though Arkansas's pass defense isn't anything special, I mean 72nd in yards per pass attempt, 92nd in success rate, 57th in effective pass. Even though this pass defense isn't anything elite, I still think they'll be able to stop Marcel Reed from beating him through the air. I mean, Bowling Green was able to accomplish that, so I think Arkansas will be able to. The problem for Arkansas here is going to be stopping the run because this A&M offense all of a sudden 33rd in yards per carry, 16th in success rate, 6th in effective rush. This offense has a run game, man. Look at their offensive line numbers in terms of creating space in the run game. 35th in run blocking grade, 7th in line yards, 14th in stuff rate, 10th in power success rate. They've been creating space in the run game. They've been running the ball. The problem is that actually plays into the strength of this Arkansas defense. 47th in yards per carry, 19th in success rate per rush attempt, 29th in effective rush. That's the strength of Arkansas's defense has been defending the run. Look at their run defense numbers here. 28th in run defense rank, 25th in line yards. So this Arkansas defensive front hasn't been getting bullied in the run game like that. I don't trust Marcel Reed as a passer. I don't know if I trust the Aggie offense to get it going here. So overall, how I see this game going, I like the matchup for both defenses. I think the defenses are going to show out here. So I guess that leans me towards an under. Now, why did I say I guess? Why haven't I bet the under yet? These two teams are running very fast-paced football games right now. And as you know, if you watch Texas Tech, football is a perfect example. Even if the defense is playing well, if each team, I say this all the time, if these teams are going to run 90 plays each in this game, it almost doesn't matter how well the defenses are playing. I mean, that's just too many opportunities to put points on the board. So I don't know if I could actually bet the under here based on the fact that these two teams have been running such quick paces, but I expect to see a lot of running and I expect to see some good defense. So the clock should be rolling. I'll put up under 52.5. So that's my pick for this game. Haven't bet it yet. I don't know if I actually will. Scared of the pace. If you want to see all the bets I currently have open, head over to KyleKirms.com and click on open bets. You'll see all mine as well as everyone on the staff here. Also, if you sign up for Sauce Network Plus, it comes with access to the Discord and you can participate in the weekly betting league. $150 and one of these trophies go to the winner every single week. If you're interested, head over there and sign up. Let's have ourselves a good one. Remember to bet responsibly. Live show Saturday morning, 10 a.m. up to kickoff. Hope to see you there. Later.